Yo, what's up, guys? It's MMA Analyst here to give you my recap for UFC on Fox, Shogun versus Vera. A little late. I was gone all weekend. It's a long weekend and, holiday today, and I was gone. But I did get to watch the fights live, and, pretty good night of fights. My one prediction of all the main card, none of it going to the decision. And also Joe Lauzon was submission of the night. They all did come true. The undercard was a little off, but the main card was on point. Anyways, let's talk about the actual fights. Shogun versus Vera. All right. So first things first, y'all know I'm a big Shogun fan. There was this whole thing about who's going to get a title shot between, Shogun, Vera, Beta, or Machida, whoever was most impressive in their win. I saw some people arguing about who was more impressive. Lyoto Machida, who basically did his thing, waited for his moment, and knocked out Ryan Bader's, lacking fundamental striking. Or Machida, who had another war and ended up TKOing Brandon Vera in the fourth. To me, it's not a hard decision at all. And it wasn't for, the UFC either. Machida was far more impressive. Although Machida did do what Machida does, he moved around. He was hard to hit. I don't know if Bader really hit him at all. And then eventually Ryan Bader got a little too antsy, and Lyoto Machida countered him with a beautiful strike, perfect technique, and put Bader out. That is way more impressive than Shogun again gassing and turning this fight into a brawl. And then finishing Brandon Vera in the fourth. Look, Brandon Vera versus Shogun, prime Shogun versus, you can call it prime Vera or whatever you want. Brandon Vera gets roasted. He gets destroyed. But the reality is, Shogun's not training the way he needs to, man. It's the only explanation for why somebody of his skill level and knowledge of the game continuously can't go more than a round. It's just, he's not training the way he should. He's making the kind of money necessary for you to train at, the highest level. It's not like, some of these guys at the lower level, it's difficult. They can't train like GSP because they don't make $1 million a fight. But Shogun, he's making, 200,000 plus sponsorships, all that good stuff. So he's making money. So if Shogun wants to go out there and train like a champ and be a true contender for the belt, he can do that. And the fact that he's going out here, amazing fight with Dan Henderson, amazing fight, but the reality still is, he's gassing heavy. Brandon Vera, he gassed heavy against Brandon Vera. I mean, if Brandon Vera hadn't gassed as well, maybe Shogun doesn't get a chance to actually put this fight away. Maybe he actually loses. So, yeah, I mean, Shogun is always a part of exciting fights. And that's why, he's got so many fans. And that's why people love him so much. But, and he is winning the fights he should be winning. Like, let's also not get it twisted. It's not like he lost to Forrest the second time around. He did lose to Dan Henderson, but yeah, I don't know. Dan Henderson's still the man. He beat Machida. He lost to Machida. The last, bad fight, last bad loss he had was, 2007 against Forrest Griffin. But we're talking about Shogun. We're talking about, one of the most exciting fighters. And, he's a wild fighter, but he has the technical knowledge and background for both jiu-jitsu, striking. I mean, he could be a very well-rounded fighter if he added cardio to his game. The best we've ever seen Shogun, in my opinion, was his first fight against Lyoto Machida. And at this point, what we saw him come to the UFC. It was horrible against Forrest Griffin. Then he was really bad against Mark Coleman, but he got the win. Then against Chuck Liddell, he looked pretty damn good, got the win. Then he looked mint. He looked amazing. 25 minutes against Lyoto Machida, and he got robbed. But whatever. He was out there for 25 minutes with Machida, and that's crazy. And that's what he needs to get back to if he ever wants to be a legitimate threat to the title, no matter who has the title. John Jones or Dan Henderson. He needs to get into shape. He looked good when he was training with Machida that first time. He hasn't really trained with that camp since. He went over to King MMA for his fight. For what fight? I forget what fight it was. And then he kind of left there. So, I don't even know where he's training now, but I know that he needs to have a coach that is like on him. He needs to have like a Rafael Cordero type of a guy to say, yo, keep training, don't stop. Because if he's in charge of his own training, or if he's just got, a little thing going on wherever he's training, that's not going to work. He's going to gas, and he won't be able to win the big fights. He beat Brandon Vera. It was a crazy fight. At the end of the day, though, it shouldn't be that difficult for him. And that's coming from a big Shogun fan. Because if he were to continue at this rate, basically, he'll never be true contender for the reasons of this guy can beat the champion ever. Anyways. Good win. What happens to Brandon Vera? I do not know. Maybe he can fight Ryan Bader. Okay, Ryan Bader versus Lyoto Machida. This was obvious, right? Ryan Bader had nothing for Lyoto Machida. I said it'd be a flawless victory. It might have been really close to one. Great win for Machida. He gets the title shot. Same advice goes to Lyoto Machida. Machida makes good money. Machida's not out here scrimping around, needs to have a part-time job or a full-time job so that he can pay his bills like a lot of these other fighters. He actually makes good money, and he can train as hard as he wants whenever he wants. And in order for him to have a serious shot at beating John Jones, he's going to have to train like an athlete. All right? No more training like a mixed martial artist. That's the difference. You got guys like John Jones who come out like athletes. Yeah, Georges St. Pierre, he's a mixed martial artist, great. But he trains like an athlete. These dudes that train like athletes are whooping the dudes that train like mixed martial artists, because athletes go 25 minutes with no problem. Athletes don't get tired. Athletes are physically stronger than these mixed martial artists. So, Lyoto Machida, if you want a chance to beat John Jones, train like an athlete. Cardio heavy. Lifting weights. I know you want to keep your speed, so find a way to keep your speed and find a way so that you can go out there and put out 100% for 25 minutes. Because if you repeat like you did in that first round against John Jones, and you do that repeatedly, not come out second round flat-footed, come out tired, and then get knocked out or choked out, which will happen the minute you get tired against John Jones. If you train like an athlete, you can win that fight. If you train like a mixed martial artist, if you train like you trained in the past, you're going to get dropped on the floor again unconscious. It is what it is. All right, so good win for Lyoto Machida. And like I said, Ryan Bader, sure, put him up against Brandon Vera or something. All right. Joe Lauzon, solid win over Jamie Varner. Not much to say here. It was a fight of the night and submission of the night. Dude is caking off these bonuses. Good work. All right, Mike Swick, DeMarcus Johnson. I don't like to rag on people too much, especially when they're down, but I'll be damned, DeMarcus Johnson, you're fighting a dude that hasn't fought in 2 years. Mike Swick comes back. I said Mike Swick would knock you out. I'm just saying he did. And, he caught the leg, dropped down, you fell on your back, took a half a second break, and then there was another break in your jaw. He didn't really break his jaw, but he definitely broke his brain, which went to sleep for a minute. So, good win for Mike Swick. Who knows what's next for Mike Swick? Obviously, a step up in competition. Maybe even not. Maybe just another DeMarcus Johnson type fight to just try and get him back in the swing of things. But welcome back, DeMarcus Johnson. Cole Miller, damn. I did pick Nam Fan, but damn. This guy's just too laid back. Good win for Nam Fan. Not much to talk about there. He did what he did. Phil Davis versus Prado. Eye poke. Unfortunate. Next. Josh Grispi. It's like that, huh? They were going to give you a title shot. You were undefeated in the WEC. They're going to give you a title shot. All you had to do is beat Dustin Poirier. He beat you. He's a wrestler. Then they were going to, okay, well, you'll get an easy fight against George Roop. I don't know what George Roop is. He's not a wrestler. He's not really is he a striker? I don't know. But you lost to a body punch. And then you fought a grappler in Rani Yahya, a very one-dimensional grappler, and you got choked. So you getting out-wrestled by wrestlers. You getting knocked out by strikers, and then submitted by jiu-jitsu guys. Who are you beating? If you can't beat Rani Yahya as a grappler, George Roop as a striker, and Dustin Poirier as a wrestler, you're in some serious trouble. So that's unfortunate for you. Good win, Rani Yahya. Philip DeFries, good win. It was expected. Manny Gambarian over Omagawa. Is that it for Omagawa, or did they just keep him around for Japan? I mean, he's been in the UFC. He's 1-4 in the UFC on this stint. And then prior, when he came to the UFC before, he was 0-2. He's 1-6 in the UFC. It's not looking good for Michihiro Omagawa. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. And who else? Moraga over Gomez. Good win for Moraga with a serious knockout. So there you go. Fight of the night. Joe Lauzon and Jamie Varner. Knockout of the night, Mike Swick. And submission of the night, Joe Lauzon. Should the knockout of the night have been Machida? I think so. But it is what it is. So there you go. I'll get my video done for UFC 150 probably later on today. Get it up on Tuesday. MMA, it's important. Peace.